What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Well, what I've done here is I took Orwell's drilled frame rail, the new 1/2-inch frame rail that we did and drilled in the previous video, and what we did is we flipped it over to make the mirror image left to right. I figure this way, rather than having to remeasure, because if you remember when we did the template for the first rail we drilled, we had to keep shifting, remeasure, shift it again, because there's 3 different patterns. There's the factory suspension pattern, there's the altered cross member pattern, and then the altered front end pattern where it bolts into the extended frame horn. Those are 3 different measurements. So I thought, you know what, if I'm doing it again that way, I might be off by a little bit and make the truck a little crooked or strange. So what I decided to do was, even if there's a slight difference in the spacing with the holes, if one rail is exactly the way we want it or slightly off, it's better to duplicate the other rail with the exact same pattern to it. That way you're not altering, measuring, and all of that, and there could be a variance. This way, it's already done, set up. Meanwhile, Jen's been over here after we flipped them over and clamped them down, sweeping up the Brillo factory.
Clean up a little bit.
Yeah, because we're getting ready to make a whole bunch of mess more. But what we're going to do here is the same thing with these transfer punches. We're going to go ahead and punch through, mark them with some spray paint. Then we get to use the forklift, take the top rail off, and then we'll drill them all again, just like we did the top one right here. Then once we do that, I don't know if it'll be today or sometime in the near future, then we're going to start mocking it up. In other words, we're going to take this rail after I clean up. See, you got to bear in mind, like that didn't get cleaned up because I want to hurry up and get the plasma cutter back. We'll actually start bolting it into the truck and start mocking it up. This way, Orwell will actually start looking like a truck, and I can start bolting stuff onto it to make sure everything fits and clears and all that. Then we can send it out to get sandblasted. Then we could paint it. I have to re-engineer the 5th wheel plates, all of that. But at least that way it'll start looking like a truck. And to be honest, at that point, Orwell, I can move with a forklift truck, and it can get some more room in here for other work that we need to be working on. So that's kind of the process of that. So we're gonna get ahead and start punching, moving the rails, drilling, and that'll be how we work today. So what we have is these transfer punches. They're basically different size punches with a center punch. That way you can find the center of the hole. And that's what you guide your drill bit on. That way you drill it exact right to it. Just put it in the hole and a whomp on it. It makes a nice little mark. Put it in the hole, whomp on it. Jen will follow behind me and spray it with some paint. That'll just help me find the holes. So these 4 holes were the shock mount. These 2 are for the torque arm. And then this is the cross member. Oops. These 6 are the spring eye. There you go. So when you look down in the hole, you'll see them marked in there, each one. And on down the line you go. Go ahead and spray them. That's all you need. What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Man, I get it. Man, this job is seemingly taking forever. But in reality, we're getting a lot done here. So we're finishing up I've got all the holes pretty much drilled. I got one left on the front, and then all the rest on the bottom rail, and then we're good to go there. But right now, I got bolts held up in the front, and it's clamped up dead center, just like I lined up them bolts. We transfer punched earlier with this rail sitting on top of the other rail. That way both rails are exactly identical, just mirror image, right? So I guess it's not identical, but you get the point. One's mirror image of the other for the basic truck. Any extra bolts and stuff we gotta put in, we'll drill them individually and work it as we go. Game plan as of right now is I wanna mock the truck up with the frame rails, using the cross members that I have to come out of the truck when we took it apart, hook it into the truck, put the axles back under it. That way we can get the frame height proper. That way I can go ahead and order the pusher axle that we're gonna need to finish the job. Eventually it's all gonna be put together. Eventually at that point the truck is mocked up. We'll set up the big long fifth wheel plate. We'll have to make that welding 2 into 1, putting it to angle iron, bolting it to the frame, getting all the bolt holes lined up properly. Once everything is set up, then we're gonna take it all apart, sandblast, paint, and put it back together, and then one final paint over the whole thing, and then it'll look good, at least from the front to the back. Now, what we do with the cab, I don't know, but that's the idea. We're gonna continue working. So right now, we just got done grinding up the back. That way it's exactly even, so one mirror image is the other. I just gotta do this exact same thing with the front right there where the mag drill's sitting at. So once we get done with that, we're gonna head and set up. The only thing I didn't drill on this rail, once I drill the airbag bolt holes for this rail here, this rail will basically be done for the mock-up period. So I gotta start figuring out how I wanna do that, whether I put the old rail on top or just measure off or however way. I'll figure that out later. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and grind up the front, make that exactly perfect even, and get going with it. Drilling this frame rail, and then we just have to mock it up in Orwell. All said and done, by the end of the day, if everything goes well, we should have Orwell mocked up and at least rolling around the shop floor. Stick around and see how we do. Most people probably figure out when it comes to Orwell, we're not going for the show truck look, but it would be nice, especially like with this differential here, just the forward diff and power divider. It would be nice to get the bulk of the grunk and the grime off of the thing before we paint it. Like again, we're not looking for show truck, we're looking for, I don't know, good 50-footer maybe. But in the end, it just seems wrong to paint everything nice and not at least clean the differentials and crap. All the oil and grease come from the fact the engine leaked oil pretty bad, which of course the engine will be rebuilt so it won't leak anymore. We'll put this on, set up the power washer. why are these holes half a hole off? Because I adjusted it that way. They're supposed to be half a hole off. Now marking where the airbag bolt holes go in the bottom of the frame. So got the up and down, and then I could put the crossways in it, side to side. Alright, I just repeat that 8 more times. 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top. Now you got airbag bolts, bolt holes. Now somebody had asked a while back, well, I wonder how them holes are going to line up. Well, here's your answer. And then all the way over here. Keep walking to the end. Now dang, them transfer punches, they make a difference, don't they? All right, so now the next step is to get both frame rails up into that cabover sitting over there known as Orwell. I haven't really figured out how we're going to do that. I guess we're just going to have to wing it. Got a cherry picker, got a forklift. I think the 2 of them I can get something done. All right, let's see how well my idea works. The top to go up, bottom to go down. And balance out reasonably well. There's so many places I could bolt the hooks through, so see what happens here. We took Orwell's old frame rails out with this cherry picker, so this ought to work. Not, it's gonna be an epic fail. Weight there, boys and girls. That ain't no 1/4-inch frame rail. Oh. Might need to let this end down a little if you don't do it. Babe, can you come here? I'm gonna back it up a little. Just give it a little pull. With your hand, we're set it down on the floor just to pull a chain. Just pull it a little. Yep, just like that. Rolls. I'm gonna put some slack on this end of the chain. I think I can work with that. All right. I'm gonna back up and turn this way. Try to keep the rail this way. Ready? I'm gonna start turning. truck's off the jacks.
What's that?
The frame is holding the truck. Right now, this is holding back. The frame's holding the truck right now. I lifted it up and I felt it wiggle a little. Remember Frosty the Snowman? When they put the hat on him and he comes to life, he goes, "Happy birthday!" We're not there yet with Orwell yet, are we?
Not yet.
Getting close. Alright, good. Here we go. One frame rail. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a big truck. Look how long that is. Oh man, Orwell's gonna be absolutely badass. King of cabovers. Yeah. Keep it angled towards Orwell like it is. Well, now Orwell's frame actually holds Orwell up. That's an improvement. A-frame.
Yeah.
Set this down. Well, that wibble wobbles with no nothing in there. That's it, frame's holding it. There's probably bared any weight other than themselves.
Try to grab it.
I thought 3 would do. Not for the front one anyway. Oh well. Stand out of there. So my thought is, I got the frame real low or high up. If I roll it in like that, right, then I can just, we'll get it in and lift it up. So what we got to do is we got to steer it like a skid steer, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'll push this one, you push that one. Stop that wheel from turning.
Okay.
You got to turn it in that way, right? Push both tires. I don't know what the yokes have. The yokes are free. Ready? There we go. Keep going. Brakes are draggy because they're just a little rusty for sitting. Yeah, Timmy's like, you putting the axles in? I'm like, yeah. It's got to go that way, so. All right, push the tire that way. I got it. Got to stop that one from turning. What the heck's that shock was over causing all that drama? All right, let's raise it up. A little more. Right there. Ish. Get a couple bolts out of that bucket. Get my bar. And a nut. Another bolt. Don't forget, we're just mocking them up. So we're using the old bolts. This will also come back apart again later. little bit of progress over here finally, huh? A lot of people think Orwell never move again. But there we go. We got the frame rails drilled out, installed. Now again, just mocked up, but I don't know, to me, that's a very big accomplishment. Big piece taken off the load of the heart, you know. Feel real good. We're tired. But yeah, I wanted to try real hard to get this done for you guys so you see, you know, we're busting ass up in here. We're getting it done. I mean, it is what it is. Wow. God, I miss the old boy. Woo! Man, oh man. I miss Orwell, don't you guys? Man, I can't wait to start pulling heavy loads to this sucker. All right, well. All right, guys, that's about it for this video. We're tired. We're going to go home. Actually, we got to do a little bit of Black Dog before we go home, but that'll take like no time at all. All right, with that, I guess that'll pretty much conclude the video. There you go. Orwell's got frame rails. Next step, cross members, fifth wheel, make that. I got to get the brackets, not the brackets, the angle iron. They all got to be drilled out, and they have to match the top of the cross members over by the suspension bolts. So yeah, there's a lot of little finagling, little intricate things that has to still be done with this truck. But yeah, that's a big step right there. A lot of people thought it couldn't be done. Well, that's big for me. So, all right, enough yapping. You guys got stuff to do. I got to get stuff done and then go to bed. So we'll see.